Hello, space engineers. This is Uncle J, back for another episode of Special Delivery. And in this episode, I'm going to be building a decoy and then a decoy launcher. And the purpose of this is defense. We're not designed for combat. We have 5 Gatling guns, but they are defense only, set to target weapons. So the tactic here is to turn, burn hard, launch a decoy, and then run completely silent to get away. We're going to sneak off, and hopefully the enemy doesn't follow us. Now, I am narrating this video, and most of this video is sped up to 2x speed. I want to say about 2 hours of gameplay I've kind of cut and trimmed and sped up to fit into a time slot that I like. I like to try to keep my videos under 20 minutes. But here you see me spawn in Mr. Wellington's decoy launcher from Ares Colony to try to give myself some ideas. And then I go ahead and I build my own decoy. I want to keep it simple, small, and cheap, or I should say, maybe not cheap is not the right word, cost-effective decoy. Where obviously power cells are expensive. The ion thruster is going to be expensive for that thruster component. Platinum's hard to find, not cheap. And here I kind of wrestle with, do I want a beacon? Do I want an antenna? But I decide to go with an antenna because that's what decoys seem to have. And then I don't know, decoy, antenna, you guys let me know which one you think's better. Now I would have loved to not use the timer block at all and mount the antenna where the timer block was to kind of really compact it, but timer block is going to save me later because I had some issues. I had several hours of frustrating issues that but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. I don't want to get ahead of myself. I don't want to soil myself or spoil it for you guys. But here I am. I wanted to use the repair welder to weld this up so I could get an idea of, 1, how long it would take, and 2, coverage. And here I decide to throw on a control panel so I could program the decoy. Just slapped it there on the front. Paint it, and then I work on the launcher. Now, the decoy I named for TPD, for the plan decoy, and everything on the ship I gave the prefix TPDC for the plan decoy control. I guess I could have used an L for launcher, but I don't know, control just kind of seemed more technical, I guess, so that's what I went with. The timer, originally the timer was set up just to turn the antenna on, but I ended up adding the thruster, the antenna, and the merge block onto this timer block because of the limitations of when you print something. The toolbar, even though it's still there, it's grayed out. And at this point in time, I haven't decided how I'm going to fix that or get around it. And if you guys have any feedback on decoy launchers or decoy scripts, or maybe I'm doing something wrong, later on in the video, I'm going to go into more detail with the timers. But for right now, just enjoy me working on the ship. Alright guys, it is the next day for me, and I've made some design changes. The one block on the advanced rotor I changed out, and I added a fifth timer, a reset timer, and 2 buttons. So what I did is I separated the functions, the launch function and the weld function. I had it backwards. I had it weld the decoy and then launch it, and you know what? That was my mistake. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. I did have a suggestion to have the timer already activated on the blueprint for when it welded up, but I decided that wasn't going to work for me for what I'm trying to do. So I have 3 timers for launch 1, launch 2, and then a reset timer, and then 2 timers for the welder, weld 1 and weld 2. Pretty much just turns the welder on, and then next one turns everything off. I go into the timer setups in a little bit here. I also had a suggestion, excuse me guys, of using a sensor for when it rotates, and that activates the timer on the decoy. Not a bad idea. But with the way I fly around the ship and all my other craft, I would be afraid I would accidentally activate it even with the sensor field turned all the way down. So I don't think I'm going to go that route. I think I'm just going to be happy with putting the timer back on the toolbar, as you guys can see here in the video I'm doing. It's a limitation, sure, but if the decoy is already printed and then I do that and then it just sits unused for who knows how long, or maybe never used, and that's actually a good thing. Call it good, right? Just call it good. But yeah, this actually wasn't supposed to be an episode by itself. This was supposed to be a part of me building the habitation module. Spoiler, that I guess will be the next episode. Also should mention that we are not far from the jump point where we dropped out of hyperspace. Got a nice iron and cobalt asteroid, which I need it. Now, with the 3 jump drives I have now, we should be able to make Bravo Station in our next jump. But before I get to Bravo, I would like to build the hab module. And I've also noticed some of the blueprints or ships we have to move or transport are going to be rovers. So I have a feeling that's going to involve space to ground travel. And right now we are completely not set up for that at all whatsoever. So that's going to be a challenge. So I'm thinking the hab module is going to be 2 pieces, or it's going to be 1 piece, but it's going to be detachable from the main ship. I think it's also going to be a lander itself. I think I'm going to design it to detach from the plan and then be able to land on the ground. Now, how I'm going to incorporate a garage for rovers, I have no clue. I really don't. But that's one of the purposes of this scenario, is to overcome these engineering challenges. And I'm really enjoying this playthrough. I mean, I never set out to do a full series on this playthrough, but I've just been enjoying it so much that I want to share with you guys. Also, YouTube decided to unlock the community tab, which I guess that's because of you guys. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. And I guess that's pretty much it for this episode. I launched the decoy again after going through all the menus. Grab my screenshot for the episode. And until next time, this is Uncle J, and fly safe, Commanders.